What if I told you Samsung is quietly preparing to drop the biggest shake up to the Ultra lineup in years? Not a small refinement, not a tiny design tweak that only hardcore fans notice, but a real generational leap. Because everything I've seen over the last few weeks, leaks, early dummy units, internal reports, points to one thing. The Galaxy S26 Ultra is not just another update, it's Samsung rewriting the Ultra playbook from the inside out. And the craziest part, almost nobody is talking about the things that actually matter. But you will, today. The moment you pick up the S26 Ultra, you feel it instantly. The phone is thinner, lighter, but somehow more solid. Samsung shaved the weight, trimmed the bulk, and still managed to pack the S Pen inside without sacrificing internal space. That alone tells you this phone was engineered differently. Every rounded edge, every curve along the titanium frame, every design choice feels intentional, almost like Samsung sat down and said, "Okay, let's make the Ultra feel premium again without making it a brick." And somehow, they did. But the real shock hits when you flip the phone around. Gone are the floating camera rings we've been used to since the S22 Ultra. Instead, Samsung gives us a new pill-shaped island, cleaner, more unified, more confident. It instantly sets the S26 Ultra apart from its predecessors. The design feels less aggressive, more modern, and honestly more premium. It's the kind of redesign that makes last year's Ultra look outdated, even if the changes are subtle on paper. The display is where Samsung flexes the hardest. This year, they're giving the Ultra the same M14 panel used in the next-gen iPhones, but with Samsung-exclusive upgrades. The brightness hits insane levels. The touch response feels like it reads your fingers before you even touch it. And then there's the wild part. Native privacy display support built directly into the panel. Tilt your phone even slightly and the person next to you sees nothing but fog. No screen protector, no accessory. Samsung baked the privacy into the glass itself. Subtle, but game-changing. And the anti-reflective coating. Easily the best Samsung has done. You can practically hold the phone under direct sunlight and still read the screen without squinting. Bezels shrink again, pushing closer to that invisible border look Samsung seems obsessed with. And honestly, they're getting dangerously close. Now let's talk cameras because yes, this is where Samsung actually pulled off something special. The S26 Ultra keeps the 200MP sensor, but here's the big twist, an f1.4 aperture. That's the largest aperture ever put on a flagship camera sensor of this size. It means better low light performance, deeper bokeh, and more natural background separation without overprocessing. And because Samsung has spent 2 years refining this sensor, the optimization is at a level where the hardware and software finally feel perfectly balanced. Night mode won't just be brighter. It'll be cleaner, sharper, more realistic. The telephoto system gets a boost too. A wider aperture on the periscope means more light. The switch to a 2MP sensor gives Samsung more room to process detail without noise buildup. These aren't headline features, but they matter when you zoom, when you shoot at night, and when you use AI stabilization for video. Speaking of video, Samsung isn't sitting back while Apple leads with ProRes. From what I'm hearing, Samsung is testing its own high bitrate cinematic codec ATV. Think of it as Samsung's answer to ProRes, giving creators the freedom to pull insane detail during color grading without their footage falling apart. Combine that with the S26 Ultra's upgraded ISP, and you're looking at some of the best mobile video Samsung has ever attempted. But none of this works without raw performance power, and Samsung went all out here. Inside the S26 Ultra, we're getting the Snapdragon for Galaxy chip, custom binned, overclocked, and optimized. Early internal benchmarks show faster GPU performance, higher sustained speeds, and less thermal throttling. And yes, there's a twist. Samsung GDDR5 RAM implementation boosts memory bandwidth to 10.7 GB. That's a huge leap from last generation's 8.5, and it directly translates to faster image processing, smoother multitasking, and better AI performance. The phone just feels fast, like instantly fast, like zero lag fast. Battery life finally gets the improvement we've been begging for. Not massive but real. The S26 Ultra jumps from 5000 mAh to 5200 mAh, but the real gains come from the new M14 display efficiency and the updated processor. According to internal testing, Samsung squeezed hours of extra screen on time without increasing the size significantly. And the charging upgrade, finally. 60-watt fast charging and 25-watt wireless charging. Samsung is done playing slow charging games. The S Pen experience is smoother too. Lower latency, better tilt detection, and fewer micro stutters when sketching or writing. Pair this with Samsung Notes AI, auto summaries, auto diagrams, gesture-based handwriting shortcuts. And for note takers or creative, the S Pen actually feels next gen this year instead of copy-paste from last generation. And then we get to One UI 8.5. This is where the phone feels alive. Animations adapt to how fast you scroll. Your home screen rearranges itself based on your habits. Your lock screen reacts to weather. Galaxy AI predicts what you need before you ask. Everything is cleaner, more fluid, more in tight evolution that makes last year's UI feel stiff. And for the traders, entrepreneurs, students, and multitaskers, you'll love this. One UI 8.5 introduces a new smart workspace system. You can drag charts, videos, notes, messages, everything side by side, and the S26 Ultra handles it effortlessly. Phone. The audio system gets better tuning, the haptics are sharper, the thermal chamber is bigger, and Samsung's titanium frame makes the phone feel luxurious without adding weight. Even the CM tray and mic design changed. Tiny details that show this isn't a lazy refresh. And the craziest part, Samsung isn't raising the base price. With inflation, with titanium, with new RAM tech, with display upgrades, Samsung still plans to launch the S26 Ultra at the same price as the S25 Ultra. That alone puts massive pressure on Apple, especially with the iPhone 17 lineup sitting at the same range. The Galaxy S26 Ultra isn't trying to shock you with gimmicks. It's trying to be smarter, lighter, better balanced, and more premium in every corner. It's the kind of upgrade that feels subtle at first. But the more you use it, the more you realize Samsung spent time on the details that matter daily. Not just specs on a chart, but the experience in your hand. And if everything we've seen so far is accurate, February 2026 Unpacked event is going to be wild.